Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Radiant Souls podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about alignment and what that looks like and feels like in the body, based on a recent experience I had. I'm Matt Langauer, and I'm a certified life coach and energy healing mentor. So, I recently had the pleasure of presenting and hosting a vendor booth at the Summer Energy Healing Conference in Layton, Utah. So this is the world's largest energy healing conference. And it was really such a joy to be around like-minded people, all really called to participate in self-healing and teaching others to how to heal themselves with so many different ways, so many different ways. Um, I do believe there were about 2,000 people registered as attendees. And I first found this conference 2 years ago and I attended 2 summers in a row as an attendee. And this really resulted in some profound growth through different ways. One was breath work, where I learned to really surrender to the love I had to have for myself because I lost that. And then the second year, I participated in a like shamanic guided meditation healing, um, and that helped kind of balance divine feminine and masculine energy in my body because I think I had locked away the divine feminine for various reasons, but not important to this episode. But it helped me get that back. It helped me recover a lost piece of myself. But this time I got to be part of it as a mentor, which was so exciting. So I took what could be called a big risk, leaving my career in corporate America, having the benefits and a stable salary. And I decided to start my own business from the ground up. And I was doing this while completing my life coach certification and doing all the things you need to do to build up a virtual business, most of it being virtual. And I'm not a big risk taker. So this was a big deal for me. I trusted my intuition. I trusted the nudges I was getting and followed it to the point where it got me this past February to just say, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. No matter what, I'm done, and this is what I'm doing. So I had known based on my own natal chart readings and working on my intuition in various ways that my purpose in this lifetime was to make a career out of my spirituality and my spiritual experiences and just a spiritual practice in general, and communicating that to others in various ways like this on how to heal themselves. That spirituality isn't necessarily about worship. Sure, it's in gratitude for the beautiful things in this life and the beautiful things that come to us in this life, but it's also about how to use that gift of that energy to heal and to be better. And not when you heal yourself, you're healing all of humanity. So we are raising humanity up from the gross trash that we have seen so much, especially recently. So I was taking the first step in that direction, one of the biggest first steps by presenting at this conference and becoming a sponsor of this conference. So, what I decided to present on was EFT tapping. So, if you've seen any of my YouTube videos or other videos out there, kind of helping release stuck energy or bad programming, limiting beliefs from the body that gets stuck with the energy in the body. Um, I decided to teach this because it's one of the easiest things for people to learn, even people who have no knowledge of energy healing at all. That's like a good place to start. So I had my big coming out as a business owner and a mentor, basically. So I have been a booth vendor and a speaker before in my previous career, did it a lot. Um, and I felt proud of my accomplishments when I did it. It was a big deal to get in front of people and present something and be the expert in the room. But it was still ick. I didn't care about what I was talking about. I cared that I did well. I cared that people understood. I cared that people got what they needed out of it and that I wasn't scamming them in any way. Um, I liked being honest and just transparent about what I was talking about. And I enjoyed that my audience was receiving that. And I love teaching. But that's kind of where it ended. By the end of those days, I was exhausted and unfulfilled. The passion and the purpose just weren't there. So it didn't feel authentic and honest to me. That old cliche where if you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. Like, okay, but it does have truth to it, right? In my case, I love to teach, but the subject matter was meh. So it did feel like work. It did feel like I have to do this thing. I have to prepare for this thing. It has to be perfect. It's urgent that this gets done. And that just felt gross. But now that I'm teaching what I love and what interests me on my own timeline, I feel energized and excited about it. So, this time, it not only felt aligned and authentic, but I was also receiving messages, little nuggets throughout the time I was there, from guides, from angels, whatever you believe, the whole time. You might call them coincidences. You just dismiss them as coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in nudges, this way, that way. You know, when you're driving and you have that like lane control on and it just kind of nudges your steering wheel, that's kind of what it's like. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to listen to its commands, but you're being nudged. So here's my list of what alignment looks like for this particular event. And just kind of like listen to them and see if any of them kind of resonate, that things that you may have seen in your life that you just kind of like, okay, whatever. So the one of the biggest things is angel numbers, repeating numbers. Um, I was getting them, okay, yeah, we all can look at the clock at least once in the 11 o'clock hour, it's going to be 11:11. But you happen to look at it. You happen to see it at that moment. You could have seen it at 11:10. You could have seen it at 11:30, but you saw it at 11:11. What was happening in that moment? Well, this happened multiple times in my day of travel. I saw it the same time in two different time zones. 11:11, 10:10, 12:12, 5:55. And this included clocks like that were in the car that were wrong. So I saw the wrong time, but it was an angel number. If it had been the right time, it wouldn't have been. So that to me happened on purpose. Just a little like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yep, on the right track, in the right place at the right time. So the other thing was my rental car. It was the same color and model car as the one that I have at home. Now it was more updated and it was a hybrid, but it was the same. I was familiar with it. It still felt the same. I'm like, oh, great, this will be easy. I don't have to learn where things are. Everything is the same. And then the fact that it was a hybrid meant that I saved money on refueling the car before returning it. So I definitely could have used that savings. So, because I arrived in the morning, I assumed my hotel, since it was a smaller hotel, that the room probably wasn't going to be ready because check-in wasn't until the afternoon and check-out wasn't until like 11 or noon. I got there at 10. So, I went to a restaurant and had breakfast, lunch. And when I got to this restaurant, I ended up being seated in a section that had no server assigned to it at all. It was like a counter section at like a diner. No one was there, no one was coming. And I'm like, you know what? It's so busy. Like, I kind of feel even bad being here. I'm like, I'm not in a rush. I don't need to eat here. So I started getting on my phone and looking up other places to eat. This couple got sat next to me and they were wondering where someone was. I'm like, I'm actually looking for somewhere else to eat because I don't think anyone's coming. And it's like so busy. There's a huge line waiting. Um, but she went and got someone and great. I figured in that moment, you know what? I bet my room isn't ready. So why rush this? I have no plans this whole day. It's just a travel day. I'm going to do some hiking later, but that's it. Just go with the flow. I'm being guided to just go with the flow. So, good thing it happened because once I arrived to my hotel after that meal, only one room had just been made available. Room 222. Another angel number. Thank you. So, Later that day, I went on a hike and I was hiking near this creek and this like swarm of white butterflies. I've never seen so many butterflies together. They just kind of hovered around the stream. And when I walked up to look at them, they were like maybe 20 feet away. Just started slowly moving in my direction and just went downstream. And it was just so beautiful and so sweet. And then a little bit further, two dragonflies, beautiful colors. Dragonflies are my guardian angel sign. They landed on tall grass facing me, and we were in like a complete perfect triangle. And the three of us, just stood there and looked at each other. And I just soaked in that moment. I'm like, whatever this means, I'm grateful for it. And I'm just kind of letting it settle into my energy. And so then I moved on. And the next day at the conference, I was surprised by how many people who I've never met before came up to me, vendors and attendees, came up to me and started talking to me about these deep stories of grief, like really tragic stories of grief of people they've lost. Um, and recently, like very recent, this was very raw, and I just kind of felt not uncomfortable, but like, oh wow, I'm giving off some sort of presence that these people feel that they can just open up to me like that about pain that's really um, that's really got them wrapped up in it right now. And I was grateful that my presence could help heal, could help them process. And I didn't feel that I was taking on any of that energetic burden. It was just, wow, good. Like, this is a sign that I'm in the right place. I'm with the right people. So then I offered Reiki sessions at my booth. I worked on six people that day, and I received intuitive hits on every single one of them. And I wasn't looking for them. I would just like close my eyes and I would see things, or I would open my eyes and I would actually see things with my hands, going on with my hands and their kind of aura, which after practicing for like a while, I could see auras, but I really had to like focus. It was coming so easy in this moment. And they all confirmed when we did a debrief what I was feeling and seeing in a way that was meaningful to them. And I didn't say, hey, this, and this, and this, and ask leading questions. They told me their story. They told me what they felt and saw, and it was very confirming of what I felt and saw. So we had a connection. And like side note, I wasn't even going to offer Reiki at my booth. I was going to offer one-on-one tapping sessions because it was following my presentation. And this was kind of a last minute change when I was making the sign for my booth because I opened myself up and I listened to my intuition. So last minute I typed or Reiki, sign up here. And um, I'm glad I did because I got those six people and I had that profound experience, that confirmation I'm doing the right thing. Um, and the important part of that is that I was open, I was flexible to those nudges. Last day, I did like a little gratitude ceremony to the land and to the experience in a park just outside of Salt Lake City. Beautiful park. And after I did that, I was able to see like the mists on the mountains evaporating in the sunrise and beautiful scenery like that. And then I went to a Maronite Catholic church nearby. And when I saw the priest, I'm like, the Salt Lake City priest used to be the one in my hometown in Cleveland. I'm like, there's the connection again. I'm in the right place at the right time. So all of these things and more combined were like little nudges, little confirmations that I am aligned and I am on the right path. This is what alignment looks like. Subtle little things like this. Just be open. And those are the words I like to use when I start a healing session. Be open. Even on myself, be open. These things happen when you're not looking for them and not expecting perfection, not expecting things, not having expectation, period. Just progress and abundance. Just, I am walking this path and I will be open to where I'm led. Everything is guiding me. Nothing is a coincidence. The key feeling that pairs with those signs is a sense of peace and contentment. That's what's key to know. Is this a sign? Or am I looking for this? Am I looking for confirmation? When you're looking for it, you feel anxious. You feel that you're looking for an answer. You're looking for how do I correct this? How do I redirect this? No, instead, you'll feel a sense of peace. So when we have barriers to our path, perceived barriers, these are often signs of a period of growth and exploration. I'm not saying you will ever have a life that is complete paradise. Everything is always working out in your favor constantly. It is always working out in your favor, but it's not always a smooth ride. It's not a straight line. It's ebb and flow. It's a rocky road. It's uphill, downhill. And it happens throughout our lives, no matter how aligned we are, because we can always level up. We are always leveling up. So we need to change. We need to shift. I'm sure you can relate in ways where you've grown and certain things don't have value to you anymore, whether it's a hobby or a relationship, a job. You're just like, ah, that's just not really me anymore. Think of yourself in your teens and then think of yourself now. You leveled up. Things are different. You want different things for yourself. You want higher things for yourself. So, if you remember what I've said before in some other podcast episodes about barriers and challenges, instead of asking, why me, we ask ourselves, what is this teaching me? Because that's the purpose of the barriers. It's teaching us something so that we can level up. Like, oh, I see why this doesn't work for me anymore. Or, oh, I see how this is preventing me. All this money I'm getting here is preventing me from all this money and happiness and advancement here. It's holding me back. Being open. So, this openness to the ebb and the flow, it only gets us more of what we want. One more met, one more milestone um, on a more intentional path. So, releasing distractions, we're going to end up happier on the other side. We are going to embrace those barriers as lessons. We are going to embrace openness to signs from the universe that we're on the right track. And by the way, if you're not feeling signs, it doesn't mean you're not on the right track. It just means maybe you're in an ebb state. Maybe you are in a state of rest. You can't be going all the time. Sometimes you need rest. Sometimes, okay, I did this, this, and this, and this. And now you sit back and you reflect. We're actually in a new Mercury retrograde right now at this time, July 1st, 2026, the second Mercury retrograde of the year. And that's always a time of reflection. Okay, how have I done so far? How has this thing I started a few months ago been going? Where can I tweak it? What have I learned? And when you spend time in that, you get better. You get new ideas. You become more creative. Because if you're just thinking, oh, yeah, it's fine, it's not great, um, but it is what it is, you're not giving yourself permission. You're not opening up to the possibilities that are sitting right there. They're sitting there already, you already have the answers. You just need to open up to it. So let's walk our paths with flexibility and openness together and just see what happens. Now, as a certified life coach, I can help you navigate that path if you feel stuck or you don't know what to do or you just need someone to talk to. So if you're curious about what that looks like, you can actually schedule a free 30-minute connection call with me and we'll talk about, what you're looking for, how I coach, and what kind of coaching packages are available and what that looks like. So if you're interested, you can go to my website, to the appointments tab, and there's a connection call that you can schedule. Um, Other than that, I can't wait to learn more and share it with you. I'm sure I will because this year, this fire horse year, I am just barreling down the path of growth. So until next time, love you, keep shining.